Hey guys, I think I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my britches today. It's crazy. Okay, so I do not know what I'm painting tonight. I want to paint, but I don't know what. I also wanted to show you all the finished products that we've done for a couple of things. We played with resin, and okay, and I've done a couple of other things. So I'm fixing to turn the camera down, and we'll let y'all see what we did. Okay, how they came out. All right, as y'all pop in, if you wouldn't mind saying hello, I would greatly appreciate it. Here is the first one that we did. It was the kit that I bought at Hobby Lobby. That's it. And it had the sequins that are underneath it. I love how it turned out, all except the sequins apparently bleed a little bit if you're not real careful. And it bled up where it was like right at the edge of the thing. So, and I say the sequins are bleeding because there's one that's silver. Let's see if you can get it under the camera. Yeah, see how that one's really silver? Where the rest of them are still kind of pink. If I turn it that way, the light's hitting it, and it really looks like the light's shine off of it. But it's actually silver on that one. Like it ate all of it off. And if you look closely at some of these, you can see where the color is coming off the sequins. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. But that right there is eking over the wood, and it's kind of driving me crazy. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. But it looks really good when you hold it up in the light. So it turned out great. I'm loving it. I'm still debating if I'm going to keep it or give it to my daughter for her birthday. Her birthday's coming up. She keeps asking me, "Where are you going to hang that, Mom? Where are you going to hang that? Where are you going to hang that, Mom? Where are you going to hang it?" Then I think I did this one next. I painted on this, and I realized as I was tracing the letters that it was spelled wrong. So I redid it, and then I glued the wrong side down. So here's the remake, up close and personal. I recut the red myself with some paper, and then I put my flowers on here so that I could have them on there, and I've got it hanging on a thumbtack over here. That's why it wasn't over here where I could grab it real easy. And then I tangled the other night with that, which I'm still loving that one. And then I did a resin book cover. Like here's the one that we did live. It has a few air bubbles in it. It's not terrible bad, but it's got a few bubbles in it. And so I did the cover with I went live, and I showed the tangle for the book cover, and then I put it in there in the resin. So, and then Zoe's been painting on her blue jeans, and I'm trying to decide on her overalls, and I'm trying to decide tonight. I mentioned the other day I was going to paint some gnomes. Somebody said something about they wanted to paint, and I said, well, I kind of do too, but I kind of needed to get that done for this. So, I'm trying to decide, do I want to, I still need to paint my son's dog, Caesar. So I have to get him traced off. And this is the rest of the tracing paper where I cut it down to make the heart for the journal cover. I cut the end of it off. And then I cut that in half because this was all like right here. And that was the full sheet of tracing paper. So I cut it off and I cut it in half. And then that, I folded the other half is literally in there. It's so cool. Or it is to me anyway. It may not be cool to y'all. Sorry if it's not cool to y'all. This turned out really neat. I was really excited with how well it turned out because it didn't matter really which way I did it and put it in there. It was going to come out with it floating. There you go. Now you can kind of see it. It looks like it's suspended in there. And it is really, to a degree. That was pretty neat. I really wished afterwards that I had done a live or at least a time lapse or something with that because that would have been nice. Okay, so got this project off to the side now that I can hang or do something with. So I have K-cup holder. And I have my gnomes. I traced them out. They're really cute. I just can't decide if I want to do them or if I want to do a quilt block or if I want to try doing something with the K-cup holder. I've had it for a while. So I'm trying to decide. So. I've been playing with watercolor some, so I don't think I want to do the K-cup holder tonight. Just don't think I do yet. Okay, so I'll set it back over here. And I've got this butterfly. I'm trying to decide if I want to put paper flowers on it or if I want to do a paint pour and then add a couple of flowers to it or how I want to do it. So just, I don't know. I'm setting it to the side. I think what I'm going to do then is go, oh, and I forgot. I did, when I was doing the cover over for the suspended cover, I mixed more than I would need, and I knew I did on purpose. And then I did me a trial run with my coaster mold, and I added some glitter to it, and I think it stayed suspended fairly well in there. The glitter had not been doing great on my magnets, so I was like, am I broken? Do I not know how to do it? Am I incapable of doing this right? But it turned out pretty cute. Oh, and the coffee is empty. The coffee cup is empty. Why is the coffee cup empty? Okay, so I go to the Dollar Tree and I buy like super fly cheap. This is $1 for the 4-pack. Now the glittery one I will probably actually use on projects because it is very sparkly pretty. Come on, get in focus. This camera and I are about to go crazy. Come on. There you go. Now you can see it sparkly. And then it goes away. But then I've got several other ones in here that I might use on an actual project, but for right now, I want a tape that I can lay down and draw me some lines with. So I'm going to go from corner to corner. Whoop. That just popped off. Okay, and this tape is tearing me for some reason. I haven't used this one before, so I'm like not understanding why it's not acting good. I've used a different roll in a couple of different times, so this is not good. Not good. All right. There we go. Now we're coming off a little bit. I'm just going corner to corner. Okay. Oh, where's that picture I took earlier of something that I was going to try and redo? You know, I take pictures and I look at them and then I recreate what I can of them. So that's not going to work at all compared to what I've got. So let's see. Do we want just some plain squares that we could come back and put something else on top of? Would that be best? Oh, I like that. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, that's going to take a little work to get that one. Okay, we'll save that for another time. Okay, so what I might do do this in a couple of colors. So what colors are we going to do it in? We will do oh y'all, I don't even know what colors to do. I'm so okay. Well, where on earth did I put what I need? It's supposed to be hanging there. Oh, there it is. There's the palette I was looking for. I was like, I have the other one, but for what I'm doing, this might be easier. Trying to decide if I want to do white with these two, with the Indian, the turquoise blue, or the Bahama blue. Turquoise blue? Or is it Indian something else? I've got a color here I've never opened and used, so I'm sorry for walking away. So I think I'm going to try the sea glass and the turquoise blue and see how they look together. Yeah, we'll just see. That doesn't have a lot of color to it. I'm a little surprised at it, but we would go with it. I'm going to go ahead and paint up the sides while I'm at it. Just because if it sits on the mantle or anywhere, I want it to look pretty. I'm going to try really hard to not go over the tape, just because I don't want it to bleed onto the other side and have to have a funny color somewhere in there that I don't want it to, where it doesn't match quite right. Okay, that looks fairly evenly coated, at least for now. I will probably do a second coat before I peel the tape up. But as I said, I'm going to, and I may just do 4 colors. What do you think about doing 4 colors? I don't know. Today, I just don't know. You ever have those days where it's just near impossible? Hey, Susan, how are you? I am trying to decide. I just can't decide. Do I want to do this in 4 colors or do I want to do it in just 2? This is not, the color is just not showing up. Right. There you go. That might be closer to right. This is sea glass. It is a very pale green. Almost no color. So I'm like, do I like it? Do I not? Is it worth keeping? There we go. That's a little better. That's actually pretty close to what it was supposed to be, the color. So I'm trying to decide, do I do 4 different colors? Or, yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, the 2 and 2. And I'm thinking, well, I'll just do the sea glass over here and over there. And we'll see how it turns out. Because This is my first time to actually use it. I bought it because I saw it and I thought, oh, that just sounds like it's going to be pretty. And I'm going to do some painting on glass. And I thought that would just be perfect for that. I just haven't done any painting on glass yet. I actually have several large pieces of glass that were given to me so that I could paint big on glass, because I think that would be really fun. But I haven't done it yet. No, I've got it sitting on the palette. Well, I think I had picked it up when you first came in, Susan. I think I had it picked up in the air. So, yeah. No, my palette is a mess, but it is what it is. I bought me I figured it would save me throwing away that many more plates, and I could just wash it when I get done. Or if you really want to, you can save the paint, let the paint dry, because it's usually pretty thin when I get done. I don't leave it in big piles, but you can use that, and then you can allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, I haven't played with it yet, but you can use that and make jewelry with it. Get some resin and put it, no, this is just a wood block. This is just a regular piece of wood. Just a little old wood block. I got this in from the Graceful Barn. She does a barn box. And I get a barn box each month. And this was her project. She sent this piece of wood and a smaller piece of wood, and she had several tracers in there, but you know me, I'm just gonna do my own thing anyway. But I loved her box and her pieces that she sent, and I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and paint on it. And then it was like, wait, this isn't what I wanted to do. Yes, it is. No, it's not. So I've just had one of those days where I keep second guessing myself. What do I want to do? What do I want to paint? What color does it need to be? From Liquid Art, made jewelry from paint drippings. That's cool. See, I haven't made it yet. I want to. I was just showing everybody. I said I missed going live yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was. And I've done several resin projects lately. I don't know if you caught me when we did this one. I had stenciled this on a kit board, but I did this. It was like I was playing with resin that night, learning how to do it. So then I played with some tangles. Well, then I played with resin and did my notebook thing that I bought and put the glitter in it. And then I decided, after playing with tangles, and somebody else had said, I think it was my friend Jamie at Creation Studio 39 was doing a tangled heart. So then I played with some tangles, and then I put it in my resin. I used tracing paper because it's see-through. And I drew on it with my pen and my marker. And then I put it in now I have a hair stuck in mine. I've got dog hair floating through my house. I always have dog hair and everything. So if it's from my house, it's going to have dog hair. So you can see it right there. But I thought this just turned out cool, where it's like suspended in there. I just love it. So I was playing with some tangles and all that. So I'm kind of having one of those days where it's like, what do I do? What do I do today? So, and then it was like, okay, what do I do? Because I traced out a project to paint because I was too lazy to go sand the boards down. We made a palette, a little small palette. It's only 18 inches long by 10 inches wide or so, but they're not smooth. So when you go to do the stencils, if you don't sand it all smooth, if you try to use stencils on it, it messes up. Well, I thought I'd just trace my stencils and paint them and be done with it. Well, I just haven't painted it yet. You know how it is. You get distracted before you're finished with something, and then you just don't come back to it. Does that ever happen to you, Susan? I know it happens to me all the time. And I'm like, really? You've got all these half-finished projects. So next week on Tuesday, oh, that reminds me, I'm going to make sure I put that on my calendar. Anyway, next Tuesday, Tammy and I are supposed to try painting again. And I said, I just want to finish up some projects. We just need to look at the calendar and say, we're going to do it on this day. And we're just going to paint some, work on finishing our unfinished projects together. So Lord willing, that's what next Tuesday night's going to be. There we go. So there, I've got it on there. Lord willing, I'll see it on there. Because there's been a couple of times we've both been so busy we've forgotten. It's like, were we supposed to paint last night? And it's like, yep. And neither one of us remembered. So it happens. But yeah, I've been so running in too many directions lately, trying to figure out too many things. So I needed to just have a little paint therapy tonight. Just paint for me. So this is probably going to go on my mantle. Have you ever painted a barn quilt, Susan? Any of the barn quilts or any of the bigger projects or like that? A big barn quilt? I've got a palette, like a big palette like the flooring came on, that I'm going to paint on eventually. I haven't decided what I'm painting on it yet, so. I'm thinking that I might do an American flag for my parents on that. I mean, California barn quilts aren't super popular. Oh, okay, well. Alrighty, you have fun. Be safe. Have fun hopping off. Don't fall or anything. I'm sorry, I'm just being silly. I've been hanging out with my husband way lots. And his humor is just getting contagious, I guess. I'll say, I'm going to hop over here and do this. He goes, don't go hurt yourself hopping. So, sorry, that just kind of seemed like the right thing to say. All right. So maybe you need to make them popular in California when you get a chance. See you soon, Susan. Okay. Susan has the Art Barn. She's in California. She already said that in the comments. She does some really awesome stuff. So y'all need to check her out. I should. Hey, Susan, if you're still watching, would you put a link to your page in there just so anybody that sees it can come see you if they want to? All right, I think that's got that covered. I'm going to wait and see if it needs a second coat because I'm not sure if it's going to need a second coat there. So I'll put that all four sides. Take this and hit this side over here real quick. So right there, that corner doesn't look good. I think I've got it. All right, so I will try to tag her page if she does not come back and tag it herself. She said she was going live on her page too. And I forget that it's only like 7 o'clock in California, so she's like way early. I'm thinking, man, she's going early. And then I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, no, it's 9 o'clock here, Steph. You waited kind of late. All right, so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is paint some flowers on here. I need this to dry. Where is my hair dryer? Oh, where is my hair dryer? Oh, where is my hair dryer? Actually, where's my plug for my hair dryer? How's that? All right, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna mute myself for a second while I blow dry. All right, volume back, yay! So we will peel this one first. I like those nice thick lines right there. And we'll peel that one. And what color do I want to put there? Or do I want to leave it natural? I don't think I want to leave it natural. I think I'm going to paint it. We'll just do white. I think I need a light springtime something going on. Now, a smart person would probably put tape down the outside, down these edges, but I'm not being smart today. Nope, I'm being brave. How's that? Looks like the paint is not completely dry over there in the corner, so it's better if you can pull towards you, and it's better for you if you can see where you're going. So I'm going to set it right there and pull towards me. White is one of those colors that unless you're putting it on super thick, you're going to need to put a second coat on for sure. That's been my experience. I don't know who saw my post, if anybody saw my post in my stories about I'm waiting on some new paints to arrive because I want to try them out. I'm trying a new brand. Kind of excited for them to get here. Because they sound like they're going to be really good. They don't have a lot of acrylics sets that I saw. They had a lot of watercolors and paint pens. They did have some paint pens. Just gonna cut that off a little bit because I got right on the edge of that. Okay, I'm going to grab a round brush because I think that might work a little bit better. Let's just see. Maybe. So, thankfully, it doesn't matter that I'm getting stuff all over the back. As long as I don't get it all over my fingers and then get it all over the front, I think we'll be okay. Pull in a steady motion. Kind of pull from your shoulder area. I learned that from a friend of mine, Sarah. She does a really good job teaching. It's like, well, rather than trying to make your fingers and wrist do something, you can make it work a whole lot better if you're pulling your whole arm and kind of holding that still. I'm trying to pull the whole arm and make that go. All right. I think I like the white in there for the contrast. I was gonna do black, debating black or another shade of the blues or greens, but I really We'll have to come back and paint it a second time on that white. But now, maybe this won't be for me. I'm really liking this. Maybe I'll give it as a gift. Okay, so that one has to dry that direction. I'm looking over here, and I'll slide it down this side. You know what just hit me? I think when Susan asked a while ago if it was ceramic, she was talking about my palette and not my project. She said she thought my palette at first was my project. And it just hit me. She may have been asking if my palette was ceramic. No, it is plastic. I bought me a plastic one because I could find one. Couldn't find it. And I figured a plastic one might be a little safer. Hey, Miss Jill. I am working on a barn quilt, I hope. It's a little one. And I just got paint all over everything. Hang on one second and I'll show you what we did, what the finished ones turned out. I keep meaning to post pictures and I forget to. You know what, that's dirty. I'm grabbing this water. So I'll just have to hit that with some more blue. Way over and getting a little wonky. I guess I'm getting a little shaky. Didn't realize it. All right, hang on. So I'm going to move this out of the way for real quick because I showed a minute ago and I don't want to get it in. Here was our sequin project finished. I had a little bit of the resin go over, so I just kind of smeared it around and gave it a shiny sheen all over everything. But I love how it turned out. The only thing I didn't love about it was the sequins, and apparently the resin don't mix just perfectly well. They kind of bleed. So we had some bleeding of the sequin coloring there. But I love how it came out. I mean, and unless I point it out, it's not that big or noticeable a deal. And then here is the back of my journal cover that we made that one night that you walked me through with that. There's a few air bubbles on it. They're not horrible. Actually, this is not the first one. The first one wasn't laying flat and it was very, very thin at one corner. So I did the back again, did it again. And then I liked it so much that I decided I was going to do a tangle heart and suspend it in the resin. So I did a heart that I had tangled on tracing paper. And then I poured the resin over it. And then, well, I poured a little resin in there. I popped all the air bubbles on it, and then I gently laid my heart down in there, trying to make sure it wasn't too close to the holes and stuff like that. And then I poured the rest over it, and I just kind of lightly sprayed it. But it has dog hair in it, but it's in my house, so it's going to have dog hair because it's part of the whole, this is my house, we have dogs, live with it kind of thing. So there's a few low floating dog hairs in it that I couldn't get out of it, and I couldn't get them to land. Apparently they landed at just the right time that they're sitting on the top and not soaked in. But so here's my journal kit put together with my 80-page journal in here that I have to start doing something with. So I got it. I loved it. It was so fun. Thank you for all of your help. I was really brave. I was kind of mad at myself for not doing a live when I did that cover with the paper in it, because I thought that would have been a good live. I didn't even record it. I was so surprised at myself. I was like, you didn't even record it to try and share later, you goofball. But Anyway, I did do a live of the tangling. I was enjoying that and kind of having fun with that. But so anyway, so tonight I'm playing again with my barn box and the bits that I got from my box from Melissa's The Graceful Barn, and the barn box that I got. The pieces. She sent different patterns and stuff to put on there that you could trace. She had like 3 or 4 different ones that you could use, several different things, words and things like that. And I just decided to, as usual, do it my own way. But like Melissa said, these are just ideas to inspire. She says, I love that you always do something your own way to show that you can. And I was like, okay, as long as you're not mad at me because I'm not using what you sent me. She's like, no, I'm not mad. She says, I send everybody that, but I don't want them to all look exactly the same. Yeah, I'm going to have to re-challenge myself to do, well, see, Zoe and I talked about it, and she says, if they come out good, Mom, we'll have to make some for my friends. And I'm like, oh, Zoe. So it's like, yeah, that's true, though. I mean, I can do a special gift for, we go to camp a couple of times a year, and I've got some kiddos that are in my cabin at camp or in my apartment at Foundations, and there's a good chance that those are happening this year. So maybe. Hello, Maggie. What are you doing in here, babe? So I put some tape. I find the cheap tape at Dollar Tree, and there's like a 4-pack. It's washi tape or deco tape is what they call it. And I buy the cheap small because I wanted some thin tape lines rather than big thick tape lines. And I had that down, and then I pulled it up after I got the lines done. But I should have done it down the outside after I dried the outsides of it, because I'm kind of wobbly on here, but that's okay. We'll be all right. I don't know what else I'm putting on here, if I'm putting anything, if I want to put words or just leave it alone. I think it needs words of some sort, but I don't know what. At Dollar Tree or Dollar General? I might have said Dollar General, and I go to Dollar Tree. It's in the craft section at Dollar Tree. I don't know if y'all have Dollar Trees or not, but I know that we have Dollar Trees, and everything in there's $1. So for $1, I got 4 little rolls, and one of them is 5 little rolls. I'm sorry. There's still 4 in here. And this one's glittery. Let's see if y'all can see the glitter. Because this camera and I do not get along. It'll focus on my fingers, but I'll move it over here and it won't stay on the glitter. See, it's glittery. And said I will probably actually use that on a project somewhere. But these were not necessarily screaming my name or that I wanted to put them on anything in particular, but I thought they would make great. And then I'm not spending a ton of money, and I'm not trying to cut tape myself, and I don't have to spend for a straight line or a straight edge. It's not too expensive. So, and then I used sea glass and turquoise blue to paint these tonight. And this is going to have to get painted over because that's just making me crazy. It's not straight anymore because it was so pretty before I touched it again without the tape on there. I should have just gone with my gut and put the tape down. But sometimes you just don't want to do. Okay, my life is not perfect, so why on earth would my art be perfect? So I'm trying to remember that too. So I have to straighten that edge as best I can, and then I'm going to leave it alone. I promise I'm going to tell myself I can leave it alone. At the Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is where I found that. Thank you. I have not used the sea glass before, but I had bought some glass to paint on. Or actually, I was given some glass with the idea that I was planning to paint on it. I haven't yet. And I bought that whenever I saw it. I said, oh, that would probably be very pretty if you were to do something smaller. That would be a good shade for her. So I got it to paint on glass with, but I haven't painted on glass yet. So it will eventually happen because I have a couple of big pieces that I was going to paint on. So what have you been up to, Miss Jill? The other one, yeah, that's so great. Just gonna go ahead and hit this corner along here, and then I'll go ahead. And what words would you put on here? I think I need to put some words. Just don't know what words to put on here yet. These words, I just I'm at a loss. You're painting a bathroom redo with chalk paint. Ooh, that sounds fun. And I'm not joking. I really do like to redo the like redos and remakes and remodels. I like to help with those kind of projects. Now flooring is a whole nother ballgame these days. We still have a one bedroom that we need to do, and then we've got some stuff we're doing to the back room before we're ready to put the flooring down in there. We've got the flooring, we just don't know how to put down there. So. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Could even do one word across the center. Should I do family? That's the word that I keep having pop through my head. Is family. Or love. Or I just don't know what to put on there. Yeah, the colors are even better than I thought they were going to be. I wasn't really sure about this sea glass. I'm not anti-green, but it just wasn't like, yes, this is the perfect color for this project in my head. It just, I walked over there and grabbed a couple of colors and I was like, really? You think that's going to work? And I was like, yeah, I think it will. Family, I've got to let that dry a little bit, I think, before I even try. Now, the question is, am I going to dare to freehand? Probably not. That would not be smart. So we may have to do it. Okay, so which way am I going to write it? Family is your first thought. Go with that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is I'm going to write family on it, but I'm trying to decide: do I write family this way or do I write family this way? Blue to blue or green to green? Because you can set it on either end like this or like that. Use chalk to trace your words. Oh, definitely. That or I'll make a stencil. I'll be lazy. I may make a stencil. I don't know. But I will probably use the chalk to trace words first. Because I've been working on my hand lettering. I've been trying so hard to get better at it. I've never loved my handwriting. And when you're having to try and paint it, it doesn't go so fast. So well. So which way? Green to green or blue to blue? Okay, I'm going to mute it while I blow dry for a minute, okay, y'all? Yeah, I do too. That's the problem. I can't do both at one time. So it's like, which way do we go? Which way do we go? So I need to go over this white. It's very thin. Where did my paper towel go? Throw it away already. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to get the really thin spots. Yeah, chalk is a little easier. So if you can hang it on the corner, do both. Well, I could hang it on a corner. But I was planning to just set it on the mantle, but maybe I should hang it. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking to myself. I thought, well, you could use that, but you know what I've got over here? That tape was being kind of squirrely. So I have a little piece of it that broke off, and I could just rip it right there as soon as I dry that again, because it was not pretty enough. It was not thick enough. So hang on one second. I'm going to. I am painting on just a piece of wood. I think, hang on just a second. I've got a little wood here. It is about 6x6, if I remember correctly. Yes. Roughly 6x6. So I could do me a line right here and write it there, right? You probably want the center of your letters to be there. So would I want it to be down here if it's the word? Do I want the word to sit? Yeah, I think you want the word to sit like right in here. So grab a piece of chalk. I'll be right back. I had it over my shoulder. I was leaving things on the desk, and it was like I can't find the desktop to get to it to do anything. So go ahead and put it up here in the center, or write it so that the word is in the center. Because if I put this here, then the A-M-I-L-Y like that, do it like that. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, if I leave it there, then it puts that in the center, because that would be my base. Okay, how did I get green? Blue on my green one. Green did not be there. Okay, so F-A-M. M is a middle letter. The middle, M and I, but I-L-Y are skinny letters, and F-A and M are a little bit longer. So I think I liked it with the M there in the middle. So Do a little heart shaped on the eye. No. Yeah. I think that's right what I need. Yeah. All right, so what color do I do that one in? Well, let me tell you. I don't want it in white because I don't think it would look right. Do you? Nope, don't. Okay, so what color are we doing it in? What color should we do it in? Black or purple or red? Oh, what color, y'all? I need to know what color. Try the brown and then you can highlight or shadow. Very good. That's kind of where I was leaning towards. It's like, well, I'm pulling from my. Oh, well, thank you. I get very nervous when I try to do them try to write because I'm always afraid it's gonna just not look as pretty as I want it to. I've been practicing. I really have. I'm using an apple barrel one on this one. It's burnt umber, but I like it. It's just what I have anyway. So, because I'm right-handed, I'm gonna start way over here. I'm gonna try really hard. Do not stick my hand in any of the paint. As it's coming out. Yeah, I think it is. I really do. I think it is the perfect color. It was just. I was afraid the other one that I was leaning toward was going to be too light with the soft green, but it needed a darker color. And you can always, like you said, we can always go through with some white and some black or whatever, and add some little wispies of color. I guess you could even take the greens and blues in there and highlight and low light on the. I'm liking how the edge of the brush leaves it kind of rough at the end. Whenever I'm dragging out. I didn't read that too. All right. Sometimes struggle when I'm trying to figure out if I'm keeping them the same height or not. Okay, this brush and I'm fixing to go round and round. It keeps getting little hairs on it. I don't know if y'all can't see it from there. It keeps spreading out really, just that little bit. Come on, go and focus. Why are you not in focus? Yeah, this camera and I are not in focus. It's got a couple of little streaks right here at the top of the end, right there. where the brush had one little hair sticking out to the side. It's like, stop sticking out to the side. I think I'm going to do a red heart right there, or a pink or a purple one. I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to dot the eye with a heart. And I think it needs to be just that one little color. That one little splash of that odd color. What do you think? Yeah. Because I started to reach up there with this, but as I'm coming down, I'm like, nope, it needs to be a different color. It needs to be that one little. I'll be honest, there's a lot of boy looking colors to this, which my daughter loves purple. And I'm a bluesy kind of gal myself, so it's not like I see color as a gender thing. But, you know, when you think of families, you think boys and blues and greens and girls with pinks and purples and yellows and that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, you know, it needs that little splash of another color. Or that's the way I used to think about colors when I was younger. But now that I'm more into arts and stuff, well, I guess as I've aged in general, I've realized that colors are not really a boundary like boys or girls. Okay, so this one can definitely go back. That one can go back. Actually, I'm going to go big. I've got some acrylic that's really thick, and I think I'm going to do kind of a thicker heart on there on purpose. Do it really. Looks like I may need a second coat on the brown, so it's a good thing I've got a little extra over there. So it's in there. Almost done. Yay! Thank you. Okay. So. All right. You know, when you start this and you want it to look right, you like hold your breath as you're drawing these. So, I mean, give me a minute. I'm just like holding my breath, trying to keep it from messing up. It's like I need to speak, but I can't. I can't breathe. All right. That's probably going to take a little while to dry. That's okay. Kind of wanted it to look. Wanted it to look kind of big and fluffy. Now that I got the heart part done, I can kind of breathe. Because there for a minute I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. It's gonna shake. I bet you know what it's like though, Joe, when you're writing or you're painting and you're writing with paint. It will definitely be like, okay, hold your breath while you're doing that, because if you move, I'm going to give it one more coat real quick of this brown, because some of it is really drying kind of thin. All right. Almost done. Almost done. Yeah, there were some of them that were drying, and it was like you could see the chalk underneath, and it was like, that's not really what I want. The chalk around the edges there, mostly the chalk underneath. I didn't like seeing. Okay, so that would be good. All right. Yay! I think we got it. Yep. There we go. What you think? There we go. I like it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I look forward to hanging out with y'all again probably tomorrow night. Thank you, Jill. Thank you for your help. I appreciate you hanging out with me and keeping me company. And we will talk again soon.